There's no I in team and no I in MATC. This week is all about teamwork and the different places it can be effective. We'll scribble in the lab with animation instructor Brian Aiyana, as well as taking a look at what's hot in the MATC Fire Protection Program. All this and more on this week's edition of MATC Now. Good afternoon and welcome back to MATC Now. I'm your host, James Charles. Thanks for joining us. Today with me in the studio is my co-host, MATC TV production alum, Maya Norman. Maya, thanks for coming back and joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, James.
Now, Maya, you know, your roots go all the way back to the foundations of this program. And what we're talking about here today is teamwork. Talk about how teamwork has been essential to your career, both what you learned here at MATC and what you use out there in the field in the film industry.
Yeah, well, I guess I'd have to say that it boils down to communication. I know that's a really obvious one, but learning my own communication style, I think, has always been really important for me. So learning how I can best communicate, but also the communication styles of others. So that has, you know, if I could think of one thing that is a really important aspect of teamwork in my field, it really does come down to that.
Excellent. Well, thanks for that, Maya. We'll catch up a little bit more in a second. But first, let's head out and get the let out with field correspondent Akira Quinn, who's down at our MATC Animation Lab. Akira, what's going on over there?
Thank you, James. Today we're here at MATC's new animation lab at the downtown campus, where students learn and engage in animation. Check in back with us soon and you'll get an up-close look at this fantastic program.
Thanks, Akira. We'll come back and check in with you a little bit more. Coming up, student producer Darius Jackson shines a spotlight on Childcare Services staff member Melissa Frankowitz. But first, student passion reporter Shannon O'Dwyer and student producer Isabella Riveros show us what music and engineering have in common for MATC student Emiliano Carrion.
Between classes, work, and other responsibilities at home, it's imminent that students have an outlet that can bring them happiness and be a stress reliever. For some, their outlet also teaches them something that the classroom traditionally cannot. Let's meet a student who was able to tap into his passion of music as an inspiration to get his degree in engineering.
My name is Emiliano Carrion. I go to MATC and I am studying electrical engineering. I would say at least every day, a couple of hours I spend outside of class just studying and doing homework. Hobbies are essential to a student. Otherwise, I feel like they would be really miserable just doing work. I feel like hobbies are necessary not only because they provide a sense of freedom and liberty after doing homework tests. They take away that stress for some time or those worries. Music is just, I would say, essential to my everyday. I do everything with music in the background or I have a song in my head. I feel like there are certain days when you might not understand what's happening around you or even within you. And for some reason there is a song out there that you feel really close to and can bring you to a certain feeling of, whether that be nostalgia or excitement. There is a song out there.
Emiliano is a great example of a student who cannot be put into any one box. His passion for listening to and playing music is his outlet, which has allowed him to learn how to perceive things that engineering cannot.
It feels like it just is a soundtrack where it follows me throughout my day and a certain emotion of whatever I'm feeling. For some reason, there is a music that I can attach to. So I feel like it just brings me closer to reality and understanding what's happening at each moment in my life. The reason why I chose to play guitar was because I was really obsessed with Bob Dylan and Beck.
While he doesn't currently play in a band, Emiliano enjoys writing his own songs on his guitar.
So it was mostly me wanting to be able to play the music that I love as well. I didn't just want to listen, but I also wanted to play. I think that music and engineering have a relationship because of the sounds that are created behind each instrument or each recording. It all goes through a machine regardless. It all has to be captured. The circuits, they're able to just make a noise out of like really intricate systems. It's amazing, honestly.
I'm Shannon O'Dwyer, and this has been a Student Passion Report.
Being a full-time student and a full-time parent can be challenging and sometimes overwhelming. To help students succeed, MATC offers childcare for children ages 6 months to 10 years old for current and prospective students. Meet Melissa Frankwitz. She is the manager of childcare services and runs the day operations at the downtown location. Additionally, she oversees the operations at the other campuses as well.
I've been working for MATC for 14 years. We are a fully licensed child care center with a 5-star rating. We also have gone that extra step to be a nationally accredited center. So I think parents know that their child is in a safe and high quality place. We are located in the H building. We are on the 2nd floor and we are all the way to the west side of the building. We do a lot of helping parents be parents. That's a really tough job, and it's even harder if you're a parent that's trying to balance going to school and maybe working and being a parent. My staff are really supportive of parents as students, and I can't think of the number of times I've heard them say to a parent, it's okay, you know, it's just one test, you'll do better on the next one, or no, don't drop your class yet, just wait and see, or go talk to your counselor, or go get some tutoring, because we really want them to be successful too. The curriculum that we use here is called the creative curriculum. So what that means is that we do all of our teaching through hands-on activities and play activities that we do with the children. Children learn best by play. That's their natural way of learning. And a lot of adults look at play and think it's just fun, but that's because they're adults and they already know everything. So the way children learn about their environment and themselves is through play.
My children have been in a child care program since August of this year, so for about 2 months. The Child Care Center has been very beneficial for me because it has allowed me to come to class with no worries. I trust that my kids are in a safe and protected environment, so it gives me a peace of mind while I'm in class or at work. Communicating and coordinating care with MATC's child care program is very, very important to me. I have a 2-year-old and 10-month-old in care, and they can't speak for themselves. So to ensure that they're hitting their developmental milestones, talking to the teachers is very important to me. Knowing what's going on with their day, whether they ate or had a rough day or a great day is important to me because they can't speak for themselves.
I am inspired to come to work every day because I truly believe in my heart of hearts that if we do right by young children, we could solve all of society's ills.
Childcare seems like such a rewarding profession, and Melissa does a great job down there helping form the minds of the next generation.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, James. It's awesome to see such a great team of caring people dedicating themselves to those young ones.
Well, it's time to go back to the drawing board with field correspondent Akira Quinn, who's reporting from the MATC Animation Lab. Akira.
Today we're here at the Animation Lab at the downtown campus, and I'm here with Brian Mendenhall. Brian, how are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing, Akira?
I'm doing good. Brian, could you tell us about the program and what it consists of?
Yeah, the animation program has kind of a couple different parts. It's 3D animation and 2D animation, as well as a bunch of After Effects work.
That's good. And I see behind you have something going on. Can you tell me what is this?
Yeah, this is a project that we work on for one of the 3D animation classes where we're really kind of dealing with a fluid simulation. And in this one, really, I'm trying to simulate maple syrup pouring over the Eggo logo. And really the whole purpose there is that we have a variety of different like fluids that we can solve. And maple syrup has a very different like viscosity than something like water does.
And I see the creativity for all this is very good. And I see the Lego My Ego. I love the creativity. And then can you tell us about what do students achieve here in this program?
There's so many different things. Coming out of a program like ours, students go into things like character design, character modeling, animation, 2D animation, 3D animation. There's just so many different options, and students have the ability to kind of focus the path coming out of here to do really what they want in this industry.
And I know that there are 3 labs here. How did that come about?
We were outgrowing our labs on the first floor of the main building, so we were fortunately given these rooms over here that are all brand new, and we were really focused on getting things like the 2D animation lab set up where we have Cintiqs, and it's a lot of fun. It's very, very lucky.
That's amazing. And can I ask a question to one of your students here?
Absolutely.
Hi, how are you?
Doing all right.
What is your name?
My name's Steven.
Steven, can you tell us what you're working on here?
Yeah, so we're doing a storyboard animatic here in Photoshop and then animating it in After Effects. So I'm creating this puzzle piece, this piece symbol out of puzzle pieces. And in After Effects, I'm animating the puzzle pieces to actually come together into the piece.
Wow. That is very cool. Keep up the good work. And I want to ask one more question to one of your students.
Absolutely.
And over here. Hi, how are you today?
Huh?
How are you today?
Oh, I'm good.
That's good. Can you tell us what you're working on?
Right, so we have to make an animatic and a storyboard. So I decided to reanimate this silly TF2 video called The Heavy is Dead. But I'm replacing all the characters from my current fixation, the Mado Monogatari / Puyo Puyo series. Each of the blobs will be eventually replaced with a character from said series. And I'm almost done with the storyboard, as you can tell. And then the animatic itself should not take longer than this, because this seems like it'd be the long part.
That's good work. Keep up the good work. And what other projects are students working on?
Well, in this class, we start out with a project where we do like a photo separation and some parallax, which is a pretty common use for After Effects. And then we go into a couple other things. Then this project where they do more or less a storyboard that turns into a demo reel. And then the next project in here, we're going to actually do graphics that we create specifically for use in broadcast animation.
Oh, that's amazing. And I'm looking around the room and I see a lot of little digis and little objects. Can you tell me what's going on here?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in here. But one of the coolest things is the 3D printers up in the front, right? And that allows plenty of our students, and not everybody takes advantage of it, but it allows a lot of students to be able to create things in 3D and then have a physical object made from it. And we can get some very, very cool detail out of these 3D printers.
Okay. And I thank you for being here. This has been amazing. I'm a very curious person about this, and you have taught me so much well. Keep up the good work.
Fantastic.
Just amazing,
Thank you.
guys. And back to you, James.
Thanks, Akira. I love seeing the mixture of technology and talent kind of come together to bring the student-artist visions to life. Now, when talking about teamwork, there are fewer professions where this is as critical to success as in the fire protection service. Student producers Azael Alvarez and Aiden West sound the alarm on what it takes to be a student in the MATC fire protection program. But first, another way art comes to life is on the stage. Student producers Stephen Brannon and Latea Booker peek behind the scenes of a local live venue where improv comedy is a competitive event and no two shows are ever the same.
They say laughter is the best medicine, and at Comedy Sportz, located on 1st Street in downtown Milwaukee, the players work together to bring a smile to all.
When someone walks into a Comedy Sportz, the first thing they should expect, hopefully, is to laugh.
My favorite part of being at Comedy Sportz is the ability to play. I think a lot of adults lose that kind of silliness.
What makes Comedy Sportz a staple is the uniqueness. Like every time you come to a show, something new is going to happen. Comedy Sportz, improv, it's all about those moments that something unique happens.
Comedy Sportz' impact on the community is just that everyone who comes in to take the classes, they all take it for different reasons. Improv isn't about necessarily being funny, it's just about thinking on your feet. It's about thinking about being and working as a team. Those kind of things are so much more important than being funny.
We've been around for 40 years, and I think we've spread a lot of joy and happiness around the community.
The key element to success at Comedy Sportz is the players' ability to work together as a team.
Anyone who has ever tried to perform anything by themselves knows the incredible amount of pressure and terror that is if you have someone, a scene partner, a game partner. It lightens the load.
Teamwork at Comedy Sportz, Comedy Sportz doesn't happen without teamwork. We're literally two teams of improvisers competing for laughs and applause from the audience. Realistically, improv doesn't work without teamwork.
100% teamwork is the most important thing at Comedy Sportz. All those other things like being funny or trying to be quick-witted, that stuff comes with time. But in improv, the most important thing is supporting the people and having their backs.
At Comedy Sportz, teamwork is everything. It's one of those things like stand-up comedy, you're on your own out there. With improv comedy, you are relying on your teammates to help you get through it.
If I could describe Comedy Sportz in one word, it'd be dynamic, silly, joyous.
Comedy Sportz is family.
I had a coworker who told me that the first time that she saw me perform was the second time she ever saw Comedy Sportz. And the first time she saw it was when Robin Williams came through and performed for one night.
1, 2, 3, that is rock. Strong, solid choice. Kara, we not going to you to respond on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, that is paper. It covers for the woman.
And my hope for the future of Comedy Sportz is that more people see it and then take that love of art with them on and on.
My hope for the future is that we continue to get new folks coming and experiencing this staple of Milwaukee, this incredible foundation of joy.
Come down with your family and just have a good time. That's all we want you to do, and we'd love to have you join us for that.
An important team that is always working together in the community are emergency responders. A vital part of that is the fire department. Over at the Oak Creek campus, a student named Journey Ivory is learning the importance of teamwork in the fire protection program.
It feels good being a part of the team. I trust my classmates and I also trust the instructors. I trust our equipment, so as long as everybody is willing to do their part, nothing can go wrong. To ensure everyone is on the same page, we come together as a team and agree on who's going to do what and how we're going to get the job done because we all have one common goal. We practice teamwork by doing things together. In this field, you do nothing alone, so you always need a team. We pair up into groups and practice a certain skill until we got it down packed. Coming in this program, I was very nervous, but I am expecting to have a fire certification by the end of this program so I can apply to departments full-time. 3 words I would use to describe this program is challenging, life-changing, and demanding.
While students like Journey are working hard to get their certifications, head instructor Kurt Zellman guides them to make sure they get into the workforce as quickly as possible.
Everything from opening a door, raising a ladder, deploying a hose line, even getting dressed into the gear. They do it as a team. With 0 experience, it'll take a year of training. You'll have to take Firefighter 1, and then the second class you'll need to take is EMT Basic. Those 2 classes can be accomplished within a year, and then you're employable. Most fire departments nowadays are sending people back for the additional certifications. Teamwork and communication are the top 2 skills that are developed and problem solving throughout this course. You need to have all 3 of those, and you need to be efficient at all 3 of those skills. You rarely raise a ladder alone, you don't deploy a hose line alone, and you don't search a building alone. Everything is done as a group. You don't have to be a super strong person, all body types, and ethnic, races, anything. We can make you a firefighter, and we'd love to have the opportunity to do so.
With teamwork being a focal point of fire protection, EMS student Carter Strubling has the real work experience to show how these 2 programs are essential to one another.
You don't ride in an ambulance alone. You at least have one partner. Fire departments, I work for a fire department. We dispatch a med unit with 2 people on it and an engine with 2 people on it at least. and so you have 4 people on an emergency scene, and you guys are all using your brains. It's not just one person doing all the work. You guys are all working together. Firefighters are going to have some sort of medical background, so that's one way we work really well with them, because sometimes an engine will be the only one that responds to a medical emergency. I just really think that without the fire department, EMS would be a very different thing, because I honestly say that EMS is a part of the fire department. There's no EMS without the fire department.
Teamwork with the fire department is like athletic competitions. Law enforcement, fire department, and EMS all make up emergency responders, and they need to be in tune with each other just as much as a quarterback and their running back.
Firefighting is such a noble profession, and comedy sports just looks like so much fun. But it's really about the communication between the other people on the stage that really make it come together. Now, someone who knows a little bit about communication is our guest, Zanea Joshua, who is the editor-in-chief of our student-operated newspaper, the MATC Times. Thanks for coming on the program. Tell us a little bit about your role as editor-in-chief and what stories that you and your staff are assigned to, and what information you try to get out to our population here.
My role is editor-in-chief. I'm in charge of the layout, and I hold meetings, and while I do this, my team helps me out. So my managing editor, Warren, and my advisor of the Times, Barb, they all help me, well, including Sierra. I forgot Sierra. She's our photo editor. We all work together to create this newspaper. And this newspaper, it wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for the staff team. They really bring their visions to life, and we help them do that.
Can you tell me a little bit about collaborating with these people along with other writers, and maybe the types of challenges that you might face when you're collaborating with writers?
Yes, there are some challenges. We, as an editorial board, Barb, Warren, and we edit stories, and we edit for the professionalism of the paper. So when our staff, they would send in their stories, and we'll look over their stories, and we'll see that things can be worded differently, or we have a better way that it could be phrased. We would go through this process and talk to them hey, we suggest putting this or saying this instead of this. And it's a challenge, because they may think that they did a great job. And I felt like this when I started as a writer. I would enjoy writing, and I would think I do a good job on the story. And Barb would say I recommend this, she would give me suggestions, and she would help me. And it could seem like, you're just cutting out our ideas, or you don't think what I said is cool, but it's for the professionalism and to make them better writers. It helped me be a better writer.
Yeah. So it sounds like if you're open to all of the editing support, then you become a better writer. But if you're not open to that, it can be challenging for you to grow as a writer.
Yes, it's important to be open-minded.
Yeah.
Now, we're talking about teamwork today, and it sounds like some of that teamwork has paid off, because you're about to go on a little trip.
Yes.
Tell us about that, please.
Our newspaper, we are going on a trip to New Orleans. We have been nominated at the CMA. It's a College Media Association. We have been nominated for Best Website and Best Front Cover, which is from my previous editor, Dee Allen, and Emma, our graphic designer. They did a front cover where our previous president and our previous president was featured on the front cover, and they've been nominated for that front page issue, and I was nominated for Reporter of the Year.
That is so amazing. Congratulations to you and your fellow nominees. That is such an incredible opportunity for you to be able to go down there and network with other folks who work in that same field. What are your favorite kinds of stories to work on?
My favorite stories are features, and I like features, editorials, and news.
All right, and final question here. How can the students and the other people here on campus, how can we all come together and support your paper?
We have a lot of newspaper stands on campus. We have some in the C building, the M building. We have them outside of the campus. So if you're ever walking around and you happen to see our newspaper, just don't hesitate to pick it up.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Zanae, and we hope you'll keep us in the know with all the news that's fit to print and keep those issues flying hot off the press.
Thank you.
All right. Well, the only thing around here that's hotter than the MATC press is Chef Aiyana's kitchen. Chef Aiyana, what's on the menu for this week?
Thanks, James. Collaboration can work up an appetite, and what a better way to have a break than with one of the world's most shared foods, pizza. But instead of making a traditional pizza, I'm going to show you how to make a smaller Texas toast pizzas. The ingredients that I've prepared today are Texas toast, pizza sauce, mozzarella cheese, pepperonis, mushrooms, and black olives. You'll also need to make sure you have a large cooking pan, and for this particular version of the recipe, you'll need something to cover the pan with. See, the best part about this recipe is that you can use whatever toppings you like. For right now, though, we're going to make the classic pepperoni pizza. The first thing you'll want to do is toast your Texas toast to the crispiness of your liking, which I've done ahead of time. You can use an air fryer or an oven, but today I used a standard toaster. After that, it's time to assemble our pizzas. So we'll grab one of our pieces of Texas toast, and then we'll take the pizza sauce and put a generous layer onto all of our toast slices. With the sauce, you're going to want to take it as far to the edges as you can, because you want to get that nice flavor everywhere. And while we're on the topic of pepperonis, if you didn't know, 36% of pizzas in the United States are pepperoni slices. That makes pepperoni the most popular slice in the United States. Now that our pepperoni pizza slice is just about ready, we're going to prepare our pan. We have it on a medium-high heat to get preheated. Next, we're going to take our slice, place it to the side of our pan on one end, and then we're going to add our water onto the other side. You're going to want to do about 1.5 ounces, 2 ounces. Cover that up as quick as you can because you're going to want to trap that steam in there. And now while those are heating up, I'm going to make some more to share with the rest of our crew. Starting again with our Texas toast that we pre-toasted in the toaster, our sauce, spread that out, our cheese. These ones are going to be veggie pizzas. This is my personal favorite. I do like some veggie loaded pizza. Then we're going to add on some of our mushrooms. You want to cut them up into smaller chunks so that way you can get a nice bite size rather than just have mushrooms falling out. And while that's sitting there, we'll check on our cheese pizza, our pepperoni pizza, and our cheesy cheese. That's looking to be about right. We can give it another half a minute while we add on these black olives. In case anyone didn't know, October is National Pizza Month, so be sure to get your fill of pizza before the end of the month. Now that this is ready, we'll scoop it out of our pan. And you'll know it's ready because most of the water that we added in has evaporated into steam that makes this cheese so cheesy. We're going to cut this in half. Be very careful as it is hot. Everyone knows that the best part of grabbing a slice of pizza is the cheese pull. Now look at that cheese strings. Isn't that delicious? Be sure to use whatever toppings you like on your pizzas because they'll be fantastic no matter how you slice it. Thank you for watching today's cooking. Back to you in the studio, James.
Thank you, Aiyana. Those pizzas look like a super tasty shareable snack. Now let's see what James has for us in this week's MATC Minute.
A Halloween blood drive takes place Tuesday, October 29th from 10:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at the downtown campus. Free giveaways and donor appreciation gifts are available to those who come and donate. With the presidential election just a week away, MATC is hosting a Party at the Polls kickoff event at the Oak Creek campus on October 30th from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., the MEC1 campus on October 29th, and our downtown campus on October 31st from noon to 1. Join MATC's emerging Hispanic Serving Institution team for snacks, refreshments, games, and opportunities to connect with bilingual and bicultural staff at Conexiones Latinos. This event will be held on Wednesday, October 30th from 10:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. at MATC's Oak Creek campus. Winter and spring term registration opens for continuing MATC students beginning Monday, November 4th at 7:45 a.m. For more information on dates and times of these and all other events happening around campus, check us out at matc.edu/events.
Thanks for that, James. I love that MATC cares so much about voting. But right now, we're taking a coffee break with student producer Alexis De Jesus down at Wantable Cafe for this week's Hidden Gem KE.
Hi, I'm student producer Alexis De Jesus here at Wantable Cafe, where I'm usually at when I just need time to focus or reset. And like many cafes, it's a great laid-back spot here in Walker's Point, Milwaukee. And this is another Gem KE. These spots are great to be inclusive and just to be in tune with your thoughts.
Ever feel the need to decompress or unwind? You have the opportunity here to share one with friends or just be in your own company. This environment is great for study sessions, quick access for your daily liquid energy, a hangout spot, and motivation.
Now let's head over to the beautiful mural that was created, and guess what? It's only half a block away.
This industrial-like setting really sets it off as it's in one of Milwaukee's oldest neighborhoods. What I love most about this mural is it sits right here in the middle of the South Side Milwaukee.
Isn't it great? I'm glad I got to bring you guys along into a look at my favorite place. I'm student producer Alexis De Jesus, and this is another Hidden Gem KE.
That looks like such a good place to curl up and study. Thanks, Alexis. I'd also like to thank the two of you, Maya Norman and Zanea Joshua, for joining me here in the program today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure. And thanks to all of you for joining us on this week's episode of MATC Now. I'm your host, James Charles. We'll catch you again next week.